Okay, so Elo Hell is a place many people claim to, they be stuck here. Yeah, I'm in Elo Hell, it's my teammate's fault, da 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 da. It obviously isn't. There is a pretty obvious problem I've seen when playing in this so-called Elo Hell. Let me just tell you, it's not your teammates. It could be your mechanical skill, but we're not going over mechanical skill in this video. In this video, we're going to talk about the very important thing you need to be doing to actually get out of Elo Hell. And if you follow these things, you will quickly see results. So let's start with the first thing I want to talk about, and that is ability usage. A lot of people watch these guides, and don't get me wrong, they are good guys, but they say like, oh, save your cooldowns for this, don't use your cooldowns on unnecessary things. And a lot of people think this and like, okay, I play Ana, right? I'm gonna wait my sleep until someone comes to me and I need to sleep them to defend myself, or I'm gonna wait to use my nade until someone is critical or someone is trying to kill me. You are using your abilities too little. This is a concept I've seen a lot from Awkward in his coaching videos, and as I've said before, I adopt quite a few things he says. I learn from him. That's what I do. I go out and I learn from all these YouTubers, and of course playing the game as well. But I have a limited time, so I prefer learning when I'm sitting on the train to my school, watching videos, and then putting it out here for you, because a lot of things are baked into like 4 hours videos, and a lot of people don't want to sit and watch this. That's why I'm saying it here. So what do we want to do? We want to use your abilities many times. We want to be proactive in this sense, right? Waiting for the tracer to come and harass you, waiting with your sleep dart and your nade, that's playing defensive. That's letting them control the pace. And not only do they control the pace, the bigger problem is that you don't use your nades and sleeps as offensive, and you don't use them as often, which means you will not be getting the practice you need on the abilities to be using them good, right? For example, you have an Ana that, okay, I sleep 3 times a match because I wait for Genji to dive me when I try to sleep. Or we have the more aggressive Ana that sleeps like every 20 seconds. Every time she has it and she sees an enemy that's a good sleep target, sleeping the Sigma so we can do something on him, or sleeping their Ana in the backline or anything. Just constantly trying to sleep, constantly trying to anti-nade their enemy team. Who is gonna be best? Who's gonna be best with the sleep and the anti-heal? Who's gonna hit the most shots after using them? Obviously the person who've used abilities more. You're getting too little training, and with limited time we have in life and the limited time you have playing games, it could be beneficial to actually use your abilities more so you get better at using them. And it actually has a reason for it, right? You actually get value out of using your sleep. What if you sleep the Genji before she dives you? What if you sleep their Ana before the fight begins? That's a 4v5 suddenly, and suddenly you win. It doesn't matter if the Genji is gonna try to jump you, because you have your team and they have to focus on all the rest because you already slept someone, so it's already a 4v5. You already have the advantage. They will have a hard time diving you. And if they do, shoot them or play around your team, You have to be on the aggressive side, using your abilities constantly. Now, of course, there is abilities you shouldn't use constantly, like Reaper Wraith. You would never randomly Wraith into the enemy team. That would be dumb, right? Because that's an escape ability. We want to use that when we want to, because Reaper's playstyle is essentially go in and Wraith out. TP in, Wraith out. Walk in, race out. Same with Moira. We go in, we fade out. But with Ana, let's say we take an off angle, we shoot an enemy team. If we suddenly kills their Ana, or sleeps their Ana, or anti-nades their whole team, they will have to be put on the defensive. They are on defensive, right? If we put enough pressure on the enemy team, they will be on defensive. So saving your cooldowns is pretty dumb. The same goes with ult. I don't know if you've seen Awkward's latest Lucio unranked to GM. With Lucio, he uses his ult when there is a teamfight to be won. He doesn't wait until the Genji blades. Now, if he uses this ult to push in and win a battle, that's a better one for them. Sure, he used his ult, but if he used it exactly the time he got it and it was like a good opportunity, now he suddenly has time to build up a new ult, and he will get more ults off if he uses it at good opportunities in every team fight that doesn't involve a Genji ult, right? What if they just constantly stomps them and the Genji can't get any ult charge? When you stomp a team and you kill them instantly, the Genji doesn't get any ult charge, right? So if you get your ult first, stomp them, you keep stomping, often when your team wins one fight, you will go on kind of a roll. People in Elo Hell are very scrambled. They always tend to go in. Some people always tend to go in one by one all the time. So you keep stomping them. They don't get ult charge because you kill them, right? You're the ones hitting your shots. You're the ones getting the opportunities. And your ults get more value if you're using it constantly. Not if you're waiting, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait for Genji to use his ult the whole match, You are basically, your ult is basically a ±0. It's not benefiting, nor is it gaining anything, because you just mitigated an ult. So it's like they used an ult, you used an ult, and nothing happened. That's a kind of neutral thing. That's a neutral trade. But if you constantly use your ult to help them stomp your team and your ult gets more ult charge and can produce more ults, it will yield more wins essentially. So this is the things: ability usage and ult usage. Use them to win fights. Use them to stomp. Use them correctly, right? You don't, as I said, you don't use Moira to fade in certain situations. Now the other thing I want to talk about is positioning. A lot of people, this is something I see so many of them. I'm gonna show you a clip here probably. Let's say you're in the middle of King's Row. You're in the middle of King's Row, right? At the first point, right? On that point. You're the defending team and it's enemy Cassidy behind the statue, right? What's wrong with this position? What's wrong with you? Let's say you're McCree. You're McCree against McCree. What is wrong with you standing right there? Like that's where you're standing trying to shoot someone. If you can't tell what's wrong, then you actually deserve to be in Elo Hell. What is wrong is that you're not playing around cover. If you get shot at, you can't run away. The McCree stands behind the statue, you can just peek the statue, right? You need to understand the concept. This is a concept I hope you've heard it before, but a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't apply it in game. A lot of people forget about it, but stay around cover. That hinders you, not from getting one shot, but from getting two shot, right? It hinders you from getting two shotted. You know, you can just peek and you take damage, you go behind cover, gets healed, and you peek another corner. You need to do this and play on the high ground. That's also a kind of cover, and it gives you more visuals. Like this is a basic concept you need to understand. Playing around corners. But now maybe some people will be like, okay, yeah, I'll play around corner, but of course you can't play around every corner. You can't play around the corner that's in their enemy spawns. You have to think, of course, like, okay, if I get low here, can I run to a safe spot? Am I safe if I get shot here? Am I safe if I peek by the corner? Yes, I am. If you're standing with a corner that's close to the spawn, you're not gonna be safe just peeking by the corner because they can just run up, right? Or let's say on King's Row again. If you're standing in the room with the mini health pack to the left when you're attacking, that's a safe corner. Standing inside here and peeking out and trying to hit someone, that's a safe corner, right? But let's say I was standing behind the bus. Sure, that's a corner I can hide behind. But what happens if you just speed boost up to me? It will be a lot harder for them to speed boost past the choke and into that room. And by the way, if the speed boost into that room, it's pretty short for me to get to another corner, right? It's pretty short to get to another corner where my team is. But standing behind the bus, my team is there. It makes sense, right? And you know, I want to flick in some other thing as well here. A quote kind of from Spillo, the other Overwatch like coach guide. He had this thing is that if you can't run away from an enemy, you can't look away from them. I see this plenty of times. People just running away from me, but not shooting at me at the same time. And this was something Awkward also talks about. He also mentions this a lot in his videos, where he says like, okay, if the enemy team is running forward, we are running backwards, but we're still shooting. We are still shooting. We don't look back. If we can't run away from it, we do not look away from it. And if we can run away from it, it could be beneficial to even shoot back at it, because we can get in damage. So yeah, these tips combined with always taking responsibility for you being the one that puts you in your rank. There is no one else's fault. Remember guys, this will actually get you to rank up. Take responsibility, position yourself around corners where you can escape. Use your abilities so you can get good at them. Remember, it's not using your ults will not get you good at the ult. Not using your abilities will not get you good at the abilities. And you don't put out any pressure. This is like the number one things you should focus in the beginning. The mechanical skills, they are for another video. But yeah, I hope that helped.